So thank you everyone for joining. My name is Ben Matheson, and I'm an AI solution architect with Capgemini. I've had the pleasure now of working with Sandrine for several years. I've been working with her, learning from her to apply lean engineering techniques to develop AI products that really delight their users and encourage adoption. And I'd like to mention also that her recent book, Build to Sell, has been a real game changer for for increasing customer satisfaction and delivering products that are really delighting customers in a number of ways. So without any further introduction, Sandrine is here to talk about leadership in the AI age. And take it away, Sandrine.
Thank you, Benjamin. Are we all going to lose our jobs to AI soon? That's the big question. Will the world in a few years be run by cold transactional systems with no place left for human judgments? Well, at least this is a story a lot of AI leaders are selling us right now.
Sandrine.
Yes? Sorry. Apparently I'm sharing the wrong screen. Let me try again. Share. Okay, I did the test, but... So could you please confirm, Ben, that I'm using the right screen now?
No, it's still showing your notes. Sorry.
Oh, sorry about that, guys.
Had it working 5 minutes ago.
Yep, well, that's the way it is. Let's see, share, which screen would that be?
Screen 2.
Screen 2. I have several here, and so I don't know which one it could be.
No, it's still the notes.
Here too?
No, that's better.
No,
Wait,
hold on. How about here?
that's your view with the notes.
Oh God, I'm so sorry. I don't know. I have no clue. We just did it like 2 minutes ago and it was fine. So a little bit of help would be useful. Anybody? Benjamin, could you please come?
But before you were showing the video with the robot, and then you switched to presenter mode.
How about
This,
here?
this view is right.
This view is right. Okay, apologies, people. All right, so let me start over. So here, say that's the right view.
Yes, it's good.
Thank you, guys. So let me start over. Are we all going to lose our jobs to AI soon? And the world, is it going to be run by cold transactional systems with no place left for human judgment? And like I said, this is what AI leaders are trying to make us believe right now. And the problem is that they're harvesting our content and turning our knowledge, into a commodity. And they're telling us, we need to learn AI or disappear. And yes, okay, there's probably truth in this, but what we see today is pretty different from reality, from what they're telling us, rather. AI is reshaping how we work, true, but it still relies on human judgment, right? And on the real world context to make meaningful decisions. It can generate text, write code, run analysis at like incredible speed, but it can't really tell whether the outputs make sense in a very specific situation. And also if it really serves the company's purpose, if it respects the real world constraints, right? So, oops, sorry. So the things that still escape AI today are often the ones that matter most. They happen offline, this tacit knowledge that we have, that we've built over years in the trusted relationship that we nurture and in the embodied experiences that shape our judgment every day. Like a baker who feels the dough and they know when it's just right, or even a salesperson who knows when to shut up, basically, and stay silent during a commercial meeting, or even a customer agent, support agent, who can decide to go around the process to serve an angry customer. Recently, my water heater kept tripping the circuit in my house. So I called my plumber. He came and he looked around and he immediately saw that my heater was way too big for the small closet that it was installed in, like shown on the picture. He couldn't even reach the panel behind it. So he spent 20 minutes on the phone with the manufacturer and the part specialist, and they checked the module, the model and the fuse type, and they tried to figure out which were the right components to order together, right? And let's now try to imagine him in a few months or years being augmented by AI and instantly pulling up those specs for my water heater and even like regulations and compatible parts. Fine, we can easily imagine that. Okay, it's already happening in some aspects. But can AI really replace him entirely? Probably not anytime soon, because what makes him really good at his job is not finding the most common solution to a known problem, which is what AI knows how to do best. It's really having this contextual judgment, right? Reading this ability to read a physical situation, understanding the constraints of the physical world, knowing and then knowing what matters right now for this very client, for this very specific home at this very moment. And there's another layer that AI cannot touch. It's the social part of the job. The plumber really spends time talking to you, reassuring you, it senses the stress that you have, it senses the stress in the room, understands your expectations. He or she is able to perceive cues and all these, those weak signals and unspoken concerns. For instance, we talked a lot with my plumber, and he was asking us, how we lived on a daily basis, how we used the water, and in this conversation, he heard that we were maybe thinking of building a second bathroom. He understood that the household needs were different from what he had in mind before coming. And so he helped provide the right solution for us, considering our constraints and concerns, which was not having to pay for another water heater, right? And even though it did not make logical sense, AI cannot do that. It can't read the room. It cannot sense emotions and catch the unspoken. It will not propose a solution that is not technically suboptimal, but that is right for this particular client at that very moment. AI will not know the compromise that a client is willing to accept and live with, and how to keep that relationship healthy over time. And this is true not just for physical jobs, right? Hands-on jobs, even job done on a computer depend on context, because every customer's needs, emotions, and timing are different. And doing a good job still requires today having empathy and the ability to catch those weak signals. So choosing the most appropriate response for a unique situation, even when it's not the most logical on paper, is one of the many things that AI is still struggling with today. There's another big issue, is the quality. The quality of AI generated outputs, which depends entirely on the quality of inputs. And LLMs, large language models, can't reliably tell good data from bad. They treat whatever you feed them as context. And when the context is thin, messy, or wrong, the answers are too. Garbage in, garbage out. And that's why we're seeing a rise of what many call AI slop, right? High volume, low trust output that looks polished, but is not reliable, and that often needs to be checked, corrected, and even sometimes redone by human beings. Here, for instance, we see completely fabricated photos of fake victims after the hurricanes that ravaged the southeastern United States. So today's generative AI models are trained on massive data sets, which are all made of human knowledge, including the internet. So as more mediocre content gets generated, it pollutes the internet. And this is actually what we call the dead internet theory. And it saturates the space with low information and low trust content, which it uses further for training, right? It's as if the AI engine was becoming more and more clogged, talking about plumbing. And the solution is not to proofread every single, a single thing that output that AI is going to produce. That would be complete waste, right? Even though this is what we're doing right now. One thing we can do for sure is to improve the context that we provide AI to work with, and improve our own data sets, which we use to train and fine tune on top of the universal data, aka internet, right? But this is not enough. Ideally, we can find ways to build quality into the AI processes themselves. Like Toyota's automatic looms stopped the moment a thread broke. Back in the late 19th century, an AI system should ideally be able to pause, stop, and self-correct as soon as a defect appears. And that is before it moves to the next step. And in the AI world, what could I mean? That could mean that designing a loop where the context is systematically checked, where the AI model generates content, and then where the output is automatically tested, monitored for deviations, and then ideally a surface for human to a human for judgment when judgment is needed, like kind of like an end-on system, right? Each correction, each clarification, each escalation contributes to learning and improve the system over time. So the hard part is quickly spotting when the machine won't be able to get there. So the best thing to do is not to start the machine when we know it won't be able to do the job. So not letting an AI coding agent touch the most critical, mission critical parts of an application is probably wise. So where AI shines really is in assembling standard building blocks in many variations. It's similar to the concept of fixed and flexible technologies in lean engineering. If you fixed parts like the core architecture, the main standards, and the safeguards are strong, then AI can safely help you explore and implement the flexible parts around them. At BPI France, which is a public investment bank, they're exploring exactly that, the use of AI agents built on top of a fixed platform that manages the essentials, such as invoicing, wire transfers, funds, and user accounts. And with these AI agents, they can quickly assemble new solutions, the flexible part, on top of a strong, reliable foundation, the fixed part. Sorry. There's one more thing we can do to improve the quality of AI outputs, actually. In AI work, the longer you generate content in one go, the higher the risk of mistakes. So Lean teaches us to work in small batches. That is to produce a small output, check it quickly, understand what is really going on, correct it immediately, and learn from the root cause. Small batch production could surface defects earlier. It could keep the context fresh and turn each correction into learning. So applying this logic to how we build and use AI products could help us generate in smaller steps, self-check, adjust often, and feed the learnings back into the process. And this way, AI could become part of a continuous improvement loop rather than just a gigantic black box that turns out the results. And the AI slop problems really is largely self-inflicted. Many companies are using AI with a mass production mindset, which is let's produce more and faster. And we use AI to create more content, but not necessarily more knowledge. We push every team, like engineering, marketing, sales, HR, you name it, to find AI use cases. And from what I see, anything goes. The default move is to automate any repetitive or time-consuming task and hand it to a chatbot or homegrown tool. And we throw big budgets into proof of concepts just to show it works. There's this general fear of missing out, right? Of missing this AI race, and it's pushing leaders to put AI everywhere and spend a huge amount of money on it. True, we can get quick wins, but we also, the side effects show up really fast as well, in the form of rework from degraded quality, because people aren't trained to use AI to create value, really. Integration problems, and also the fact that most of those product proof of concepts, never reach production. So all these hidden costs quickly eat up the small productivity gains that you get. And this mass production approach that we're applying to AI today comes from really this old industrial logic, where if producing more lowers unit costs, then volume becomes the main measure of success. And over time, that mindset shaped how we think about performance itself. We learn to see efficiency and cost reduction as the primary forms of value. And this evolved into ROI thinking, return on investment thinking, judging success by how much time we or money we save in the short term rather than by the long-term value that we create. And when we apply that same logic to AI, it backfires because instead of improving value, we just produce more faster and low quality content. A recent MIT lab report found that 95% of organizations see no measurable ROI from Gen AI. And that's despite the 30 to 40 billion in enterprise spending. I mean, the waste is piling up in AI processes, it's so massively that entire new jobs are even emerging. I don't know if if you've heard, but it's called vibe code cleanup specialist, right? It's the vibe code is the code that LLM we use LLM to create, and it's so messy that we need a vibe code cleanup specialist to clean it up. So it's no surprise that economists and market watchers are warning about an AI bubble. The Bank of England, for instance, and others, they're warning us that AI valuations are getting crazy high and the results don't match the level of investments. Fortunately, there is a better scenario. And what if we stop seeing the company as an accumulation of tasks to automate and started seeing it as a value creation ecosystem, a value creation ecosystem? Then the real business drivers would come into focus. The question is no longer how many tasks can we automate, but how many skilled experts, or how do we grow skilled experts? How do we raise quality and build a culture of care? Just like Toyota knows how to do it everywhere in the company, because these are the real levers that create products and services customers care for. AI cannot do this on its own today, but it can power the people who can, if we know how to use it intelligently. Leading in the AI age is not about chasing short-term productivity gains. It's really about using AI to grow super artisans, just like Toyota, who can build super products that people love, right? And so what does Lean teach us about developing people into true artisans? And how can AI really help us with that? So by building artisan, I mean very concrete abilities like seeing reality as it is on the Gemba, reading the context, making nuanced decisions, defining what good looks like and being able to react and so on. AI, again, cannot do that, but it can amplify those who can if we know how to use it intelligently. And the ones who will stand out are the ones who bring the deepest human context, the ability to interpret, to prioritize, to say this works here, but it doesn't here, in ways that no AI model can. This changes what it means to be a manager in the digital age, right? It does not just mean planning, producing, creating roadmaps and whatnot. It really means to train people to become artisans who know how to use AI with the right discernment and the right level of responsibility, right? And that's the capability we will need most in the AI age, judgment and craft, supported by technology. For instance, at Toyota, I'm going to start this little video here. At Toyota, AI is treated as a power tool for engineers and designers, not as a replacement. They feed early car sketches and key constraints like safety, structure, dimensions, feasibility, into advanced generative models to explore many options quickly, and identify many promising ideas much faster. So they're not refusing to use generative AI and all the technology tools, that at their disposal to come up with new creative designs. But as we can see in this video, these tools are in the hands of expert engineers who are interacting with them in real time and applying their judgment. But it's not enough, they don't just rely on AI and technology. They actually apply this craftsmanship spirit. For instance, they build cardboard mock-ups, prototypes that engineers can see and feel, so that they can see and feel the product in ways that no digital model can show, right? How the lines flow, how the shapes connect, where the proportions feel wrong, and how the space and visibility actually come together. Their eyes and hands catch those subtleties that AI and digital models simply cannot perceive. So this part is really craftsmanship, humans interpreting beyond the models, beyond the AI models, making conscious trade-offs and pushing quality as far as possible. And to build artisanship at scale, Toyota has built a living ecosystem made of four interconnected systems. The chief engineer system, which defines and nurtures product market fit. The just-in-time Jidoka system, which ensures efficient, high-quality product productions and delivery. The problem-solving and Kaizen system, which keeps the organization agile and learning. And the customer-first marketing and sales system, which orients the whole organization on real customer value. And of course, at the heart of this ecosystem is the customer, whose needs feed and sustain the whole system. And a Gemba-driven leadership that acts as the gardener, that cultivates the conditions for growth, the learning, and the coherence, right? So leaders in the AI age will be those who can keep this ecosystem alive and healthy, using AI and other tools, of course, to enrich it, not to replace it. So here's another example. In the consumer product sector, a major challenge is to continuously update recipes and formulas, right? In response to shifting customer preferences and regulations also. A single change, such as lawmakers declaring that an ingredient is carcinogenic, for instance, can trigger a new round of R&D for thousands of products ranging from foodstuffs to cosmetics. And the formulators are those research chemists that are responsible for finding new recipes that still deliver the sensory experience that customers have learned to love, like, for instance, for shampoo. They have deep technical expertise that AI can never hope to replace. So they still use AI, since the lab research is time consuming, but they use it very responsibly. Benjamin, my host, and his team at Capgemini have focused on delivering smart assistants to help them, these lab experts, multiply their power, okay? By combining generative AI with traditional AI and knowledge engineering, they can deliver tools that quickly explore a much wider design space for promising candidates, like the Toyota engineers. They can provide instant access to the full knowledge context, right, of an ingredient or a product. And they also use it to, they use an existing product catalog to predict the likely sensory profile of a new formula, capture data also from failed experiments. But really the real progress is when they capture what they've learned, how the parameters change results, which data is trustworthy, which context details matter. And over time, they're able to build reusable knowledge that really makes every new experiment smarter and much faster. AI show them the options, but only reusable knowledge makes them really useful. Okay. So in the AI age, competitive advantage will not come from generating more output. AI can already do that. Okay. It knows how to produce large volumes at incredible speed. The competitive advantage will come from the companies that can build, maintain, and share high-quality knowledge across teams, turning insights into better decisions, into faster learning and stronger products. And that's where lean organizations shine, because they're the best position for this shift, okay? Because they already have the mindset and the practices to keep technology aligned with people and people aligned with purpose. So let's three provoking questions to almost conclude. What would happen if you shut down every AI pilot or program in your company tomorrow? Would your customers even notice? Does your AI roadmap clearly strengthen how you create value for them? Or does it just help you flood your organizations faster with content, features, and dashboards that no one asked for? Are your AI tools growing your people's judgment, skills, and care? Or are they quietly training them to click, paste, and ship slop? Because here's the real risk. If you use AI to automate without thinking, you are not just wasting your money. You are de-skilling your best people. You're drowning your customers in noise. And you're feeding the AI models with your own mediocrity. You are turning your hard-won expertise into cheap training data for everybody else. Because in the end, AI will not save a company that does not know how to create value. So if AI is the engine, human judgment is still the steering wheels. Right now, many of us are flooring the engine and letting go of the wheel. So here's to conclude. Your dilemma as a leader in the AI age is brutally simple. Decide whether you want AI to industrialize your slop, or if you want AI to help you scale your craft. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandrine. That was a great talk. I hope everyone else enjoyed it as much as I did. We do have 10 minutes ahead of us for questions. If you want, you can type your question in the Q&A panel, or you can just raise your hand. I think I can let people speak their question out loud if you raise your hand. And while we're waiting for people maybe to type their questions, I have a quick question for you, Sandrine. Sometimes the push for more and more AI, I see it's not coming just from the top leaders of an organization, it's always also coming from the bottom up. So if you're a leader and in a position where you have your workers who are asking for more AI, they're asking for more automation, how can you help them focus on what's really valuable?
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, the keys is ensuring that everybody's going to have good ideas. Okay, everybody's using AI autonomously already. Okay, so it's tricky to know who is doing what with AI today, or at least with ChatGPT. So the real question that a leader can ask themselves and can ask their colleagues is this going to help me become better at my job? That's a great question to ask yourself. Of course, is this creating value for customers? But that's a harder question to answer. Is this question going to help me do a better job and a better job, which is creating value for my customer, right? But I think this immediate question, sorry, we never ask.
Yeah. Is it going to make you better at your job?
Is
That's
it going to make you better at your job?
it's a great follow-up question. Thank you. We
Yeah.
also have a question from Maxime Rioux. Maxime, you can speak now normally. Uh,
Actually, I don't think you can. You can just read the question.
he, no, he didn't type the question. He raised his hand. You have to unmute yourself.
Well, it's best to type the question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, it was a mistake. So I don't know how to answer that question.
Okay. Well,
Well, if there's no more question,
yes.
I see that someone said I was speaking too fast. Yes, sorry, because we wasted like 5 minutes at the beginning. I thought I'm not going to make it till the end. So I went a little faster than I wanted to. Um, there will be the replay, so you'll be able to like slow it down. But thank you.
All right. Well, thank you everyone very much for joining. It was a pleasure. I'm seeing some nice comments in the chat. Thank you again to Sandrine for preparing this talk and giving us some really good insights into how to apply leadership in this new age that we're entering.
Yes, thank you guys. Have a great day. Have a great conference. Thank you, Ben. And
Goodbye.
thank you to the whole Lean Global Connection team, by the way. Fantastic job. Thank you so much.